This is a disclaimer. In this video we talk about Bang energy drinks, the company, and nutrition facts. We are not 100% certain of the things that we discuss and talk about in this video. The facts and information we read may be incorrect or incorrectly explained by us. We are not certified in our knowledge. We're just two young adults who thought it would be interesting to make a video on this subject. Any sort of discussion is welcome in the comments, and if we got any facts wrong, please tell us in this video. This is all in good fun, and we never mean to offend anybody. Again, this just seemed like an interesting topic for discussion. Okay, enjoy the video. Ding dong. If you're a college student or a young adult contributing to society, you've definitely had your fair share of caffeine consumption. I don't think that grammar was correct. Maybe it's from your local Starbucks, or maybe it's from an energy drink like Red Bull or Monster. However, there was one energy drink that came to my radar about 2 months ago. And it was this. Bang! Energy drink. I probably shouldn't shake this around. Now you may or may not be thinking to yourself, Nico, how did you come across this? Oh my. It all started when I finished a round at my college's local Nerf club. And I went to the vending machine to go comply with my, as usual, the usual routine of a post-workout drink. And much like any of you, I was stuck in between two of my favorites. Would it be Aquafina water or milk and cigarettes? When suddenly out of the corner of my eye, bang, an energy drink. So I decided to grab it because a few of my friends were talking about it, and also because it was blue. It was the blue Raz. The fabled blue Raz. So my immediate thought was, is this exactly like Monster Energy? Because I turned to look at the calories and it was 0. And then I went to look at the ingredients and a majority of what they had on it was 0. And then I saw the caffeine. And then I saw that the can had 300 milligrams. And then I thought nothing of it and I drank it all. And then I had a bad case of the runs because I don't really drink coffee frequently. Until now. Not the caffeine part, the looking into it part. Even though I have a can of Bang right here. So I thought it would be a good idea to make a video on it. And I'm not sure if people have made videos on Bang Energy yet. I'm sure they have. They probably have. And they're also probably more qualified to talk about it. Regardless, I made a video about Bang Energy myself, but because of my lack of expertise in destroying my body with caffeine and energy drinks in general, I thought it would be a better idea to have somebody help me. God, this script is long. So I decided to call one of my best friends, Riley, aka Skwiddy, or SK, twitch.tv/SkwiddyRL. He's a guy who drinks his fair share of energy drinks, so I thought it would be a good idea to give it a shot. See what I did there? This is every time this script just has a bunch of unintentional puns. I probably shouldn't tell you I'm reading off a script. Also, there was footage of him driving and there was funny dialogue banter between us, but my OBS messed up and the audio capture part. I got it right now, so if we do plan on doing some more stuff like this, it won't happen again. Probably. Enjoy the video. I'm here with, I'm gonna put words in his mouth, the caffeine drinker. He drinks drinks caffeine every day.
Yeah, generally.
Mr. Skwiddy, who you can find at twitch.tv. Twitch.tv/Skwiddy.
You can find me violently twitching behind the Denny's parking lot.
But I wanted to do this video with Riley because I know that he drinks occasionally, right? Like your fair share of energy drinks.
I would say I consume a considerable amount of caffeine on the weekly basis.
Sweet.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. So I just wanted to bring him on because I'm sure he knows significantly more about maybe what maybe some things about energy drinks, because I sure as heck don't drink them. The last time I drank something, well, the one I remember significantly was when we were playing Human Fall Flat and I drank the blue Monster Energy and I got very angry just because my stomach started hurting and I was on a sugar rush. But We wanted to talk about Bang because I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to see like what goes into Bang, because the first time I had it, I saw that there was no
So
sugar
God.
and nothing.
Yeah, it's confusing because like it's got a shit ton of caffeine in it, right? It's got like 300 milligrams, I think, is standard. Yeah, 300 milligrams standard in Bang. If you're wondering how I know these, I picked up 2 flavors just out of curiosity. I went down to the store, grabbed some. You guys probably saw that in some of our introductory footage there. Yeah, I'm confused because like Bang is the one that has scared me in the past because it feels like it jacks you up a lot. Like it kicks me a little harder than stuff like Monster or like coffee in the past. And so I was always a little bit tentative because I do need some caffeine on my day-to-day because I don't sleep too much and I sometimes have to wake up pretty early. But I don't want enough to be like jittery and to like force myself into withdrawals when I stop drinking caffeine. And Bang was one of those drinks that just kind of made me feel like, all right, if I drink a Bang a day for a week, I'm going to become a lifeless husk. I don't know why I gave that impression, but as soon as I tried one, I was like, this just feels potent at its core.
And I think like one thing that also stood out to me was just that, well, what was the caffeine? 300 milligrams?
Yeah.
And is the daily dose like 400?
Well, Canada Men's Health recommended a maximum of 300 daily. I was researching that. So 1 can, and you're not supposed to have caffeine for the rest of the day. There was a beverage that I was on a daily kick for a while. It's a Monster product. It's called Monster Rehab. The whole thing about Monster Rehab is that it's not carbonated and it's considerably healthier than like an energy drink Monster kind of deal. And so what I had like a 40-something ounce bottle of water, or like maybe it was 36, something around there. But I would pour a whole can of Monster Rehab into it, and then I'd top the rest off with water, and I would drink that on my way to work. I'm a racket sports instructor, so I need to be awake and energetic, but also well hydrated throughout the day. So it seemed like a pretty happy middle ground. I think caffeine is innately diuretic, so that's just not great in general. But
Yeah.
This drink got me where I needed to go. It was plenty of caffeine to get me through the first half of my day, and then I was awake enough to deal with the rest of my life. And it's got 170 milligrams a can. So it's just over half as potent as Bang.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. There's an interesting little metric here of caffeine content per certain drinks. Coca-Cola Classic has 34 milligrams of caffeine a can. Red Bull has 80. That doesn't sound right. Red Bull sounds like more. I'm not sure if this metric is entirely accurate. But Monster Energy has 160. Monster Rehab has 170. A Starbucks drink with a triple shot of energy has 225. And then Bang Energy has 300. So it's kind of like head and shoulders above the rest in terms of caffeine content, which I guess is why I sipped it and I was like, this will kill me. Even though apparently it's pretty healthy, all things considered, aside from caffeine content. And caffeine is technically a drug. Like, it has considerable neurological effects. So I guess if you were going to be overclocking something, caffeine would be the scary thing to overclock. I'm kind of interested in it now. I went into this because I'd never looked at the nutrition when I drank my first Bang, because one of my buddies was like, you gotta try this stuff, it's crazy. I was like, all right, I'll try one. And I was like, ha. that was the instinct, is ha. So I didn't want to look at the nutrition. I didn't want to scare myself away from it while I was still drinking it. So I assumed it was like super sugary and unhealthy and shit, but there's just fucking nothing. Like nothing. So now I'm just intrigued as to how they make this drink.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if there's like this definitely does not look like a trustable source.
It's got like a vague implication of crosshairs. And the name is Bang. It's like I'm about to shoot myself in the head with caffeine. Maybe it's like the whole a shot of caffeine kind of thing. Maybe that's the pun. Like
That's
Bang. Connections.
maybe
You're
yeah, maybe
making
you're onto
inferences, educated guesses that are almost certainly incorrect.
something. Maybe you got something. This guy's fingers are, god damn. All right, so
He's got immaculate fingernail manicuring.
you can see it starts to turn yellow because he's at this point he's injected Bang into himself.
Yeah, he's succumbing to jaundice.
Um,
Oh, yep. I got 2 flavors. I got purple haze and rainbow unicorn. Because fuck yeah, rainbow unicorn.
Yeah, my thing only has 3. It has blue raspberry, the other one star raz or something, and cotton candy. I still have the cotton candy in here. Like I know Bang Energy, like it's pretty much all the same. Hopefully there's no like, there's no manufacturing error, and actually one can is like 10,000 milligrams.
Well, yeah, that would definitely kill you. I looked up lethal dosages just out of curiosity, and it looks like the low end of a literally lethal dosage of caffeine is somewhere around 5,000 milligrams.
Okay.
So it'd take you a while to get there. It's another one of those things where, like, kind of like the whole potassium has radiation in it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, theoretically, if you eat, like, 14,000 bananas within an hour, you'll die of radiation poisoning. But it's the kind of thing where you might die to something else a little bit sooner. Like having ingested thousands of bananas near instantaneously. So, like, apparently the rate at which you would need to drink any of these beverages in order to actually kill yourself on them, you would take too long. Your body would be processing it before you could reach critical mass.
Mm-hmm.
So, doesn't seem possible, which is comforting. But I mean, withdrawal is its own thing.
Oh
right?
yeah, unless there's like Jonathan Timothy, accumulate everything I drink. What a convenient nickname. And then he's very close to it, and then he gets stabbed, and it's like it's the caffeine. It's the caffeine killed him.
Oh, another thing, creatine, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people just don't know what creatine is. It's essentially, at least most commonly, it's a workout supplement. Creatine is I suppose it's a chemical. It's like a compound that allows your body to more efficiently process proteins that you intake. So, like I've got a fucking container of creatine upstairs in my pantry for when when I'm on morning protein shake cycles and shit. So it's super common in workout stuff. I've got no clue what super creatine is, but it says that is in here, and that's giving me vague memories of that one company who had a chicken product, and then they found out that it didn't have enough chicken by volume in it to be called chicken, so they had to call it like schmicken.
Oh god.
So like I'm very confused as to what super creatine is. If it's the same thing, if it's somehow chemically enhanced, or what's going on with that. A lot of energy drinks have creatine in it, most actually, which is interesting because you don't see these as drinks for athletes and like people who train regularly. But I don't know. My other concern though, when I see like no sugars and it's a drink that tastes incredibly sweet, if I remember correctly, is that it's all gotta come from chemicals.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like
that's not comforting.
that compensation has to come from somewhere else.
Yeah, I would 100% rather drink something that's high in real sugar than like medium in fake sweetening chemicals.
Who knows? Maybe at the bottom of the Bang can, it just says JK LOL 400 milligrams of sugar.
It's like, you are dying. Get fucked.
You want to die.
It's like, wow, how did they avoid detection for so long?
And then you look inside of the can and it's like, we didn't LOL. There it is. Who trademarked it? Who trademarked death?
And we don't know what the fuck it is. If it's just like regular creatine, then it's great. Creatine is a super useful thing. I actually started putting on most of my muscle bulk when I started using creatine regularly. So, oh, there you go. It's a pretty early result.
That's the same exact
Oh,
website.
it's by Bang.
If you take a good look at the ingredients listed on a Bang, you may notice super creatine, also known as creatine, listed among them.
It's not used anywhere else.
You may You may be familiar with the substance, which is normal because it is not used anywhere else other than Bang. So what?
I know what regular creatine is.
So what exactly is super creatine? In a nutshell, the super creatine found in Bang is a proprietary ingredient that is essentially creatine bonded with L-leucine. Okay, well, super creatine is supposedly better than regular creatine, but we don't know enough about it to prove that it is. For more in-depth analysis, subscribe to yada yada yada. Okay, yeah, Riley already explained what creatine is. Now what is it? Okay. A type of amino acid that essentially is okay. VPX, the creator of Bang energy drinks. I kind of find it funny that like, you know, more companies now are starting to sound more millennial.
Yeah.
VPX.
Okay, so I got it. So essentially, it's a chemistry thing, right? They bonded it with a water-soluble something, an amino acid, it says. So they bonded it with a water-soluble amino acid so that it could hold its state of solubility in a water base. Because creatine, I guess, isn't soluble in water. My shakes were mostly like milk and peanut butter and bananas and shit, so it dissolved just fine in there, or at least I lost it in the goopiness. But I suppose creatine in its standard state is not water soluble, so they needed to bond it with something in order to make it soluble, and they tried to turn that into a marketing benefit, which is savvy, like business intelligent, for sure, because you can't just call it creatine. So if you can't just call it creatine, everyone's going to be like, that sounds sketchy and awful. So if you start marketing around it that paints it in a positive light, it might make people more comfortable with that kind of thing, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they could have called it anything other than super creatine. Like, they could have called it, like, Big Time Rush.
All right, they got a number down below that, or a metric that is quoted that I do not believe is even remotely true.
20 times.
First of all, what the fuck is the blood-brain barrier? And how does binding it with an amino acid make it 20 times more efficient than in its pure form? And why would creatine need to enter your brain to function? It's for muscle development. I'm confused. Maybe that's a side effect that they found that doesn't hold any actual bearing or medical effect, but they can make it sound good. I don't know. I also might just not know what's going on here. I'm not a genius by any stretch, nor am I qualified to be a nutritional advisor in any capacity, but that doesn't sound right and or beneficial to me. Just at face value.
And I have lost all credibility to explain this because I completely forgot everything that I learned when I was taking chemistry 2 years ago. Yeah. Anyway. I should take that. I should... Cheers. Let me kill myself.
Well, figure we might as well crack one open in honor of the super creatine. Oh yeah, I know exactly what this smells like. Oh my god.
It's halfway through. Maybe I'll take it with milk and double down on the...
Nico, this thing smells exactly like children's Motrin in liquid form. Like the liquid children's Motrin. That was literally the first thing I got. I sniffed it and it threw me back to when I was like 7 and I had leg pains. And my mom was like, just take this. I was like, ha. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna eat a little bit.
Yeah, the scent is making me tentative. I don't like it when drinks smell like medicine. It's just off-putting.
It's like when a cherry drink smells like Robitussin. You're like, what the heck then?
I think it tastes like children's Motrin too. Or no, wait. This is gonna sound really weird. So first of all, it's grape flavored. Mm-hmm. It's gotta be. But, you know that aftertaste that you get in your mouth after you, like, chew a Tums tablet and you're, like, drinking water?
Oh, no.
It's got that exact same aftertaste.
Really?
It's almost the same. My best guess is they just happen to use the same artificial flavoring compound that they use in a couple grape-flavored medicines. Mm-hmm. Because grape flavored medicines, in my opinion, are some of the better, or at least more stomachable ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit. That's not a phrase. More tolerable ones. Let me correct my own dog shit English.
Better than cherry, where you just have to shoot it down like a shot glass and hope that it doesn't hit your tongue.
It just hurts you. Actively makes you upset. So I'm assuming they just use the same artificial flavoring compound, and it doesn't taste like there's even remotely any flavor other than the flavoring compound. It tastes like artificial grape 1.0. Yeah. Okay. It just tastes like stock artificial grape flavor. Oh, I just read at the top of the screen. Their patent has been revoked. On Super Creatine. They took it away. They're like, nah, fuck that. A request by Thermolife. That's probably a company that was making something similar. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless they won this suit, how are they able to put it on their cans?
Let's start saving cans just in case they change it later.
This had to have had court follow-up. This had to have been disputed. Because if they lost the patent to it, why do they still have the fucking patent and restriction on it on the can? Maybe they just bought the rights to calling it that, but they can't patent the compound itself?
I think so.
That would make sense, I guess.
Unfortunate last name.
Owak. Zakowak. Why does that guy on the right look like Crackhead Fitz?
He's twice as tall as him.
It's like 14'2". It's like, oh shit, word. Wait. Yeah, so the alleged benefits of super creatine are all things that regular creatine is like proven to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the FDA has not authorized it for the compound yet. So in making it water soluble, they also might have, I guess, nullified some of the benefits of the creatine. I'm reading into a lot of stuff here. I don't know. All of this is, like, none of this should be taken as fact or at face value. Obviously, do your own research before you make decisions on this kind of stuff. I'm just trying to give input as a guy who has regularly used creatine in the past. This is a super interesting situation for me. Because the more we read about it, the more it starts to feel like that kind of thing where they can't legally call it creatine because it's got something else in it too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have adverse effects on target organs. That's good. That's comforting. What flavor do you have there? The cotton candy one?
Cotton candy.
How's that one?
It tastes pretty good. It just tastes like cotton candy. So,
yeah, is it like bubble gum vaguely or something like that? Because cotton candy is literally just sugar. I find it funny when things are cotton candy flavored and they have a taste aside from just pure sugar.
That's true, and also just the flavoring or the coloring they add.
Yeah, like syrup, pink extract 7.
Okay, so maybe my problem was that I kept drinking it because it tastes so good. All right,
that's a vote in their favor. Cotton candy flavor apparently tastes really good. Good shit.
I
wonder what rainbow unicorn is supposed to be flavored like.
Just tastes like a horse. You're like, what? No, come on.
My favorite type of meat. It just tastes like ketamine. It's like, I see the rainbow unicorn. Have you seen that shit where it's like cocaine users and then it's like a guy in a suit, like a cringe Wojak in a suit, and it's ketamine users and it's Giga Chad and he's just saying, ha ha ha, I am a horse. I don't know where the fuck that came from, but it's so good.
God, I'm sorry. Bang, if we get big enough, you gotta sponsor us. We're gonna make our own flavor, and nobody can copyright it or, you know, it's ours, alright? So this is the name of the flavor. Speedball.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
Notice that the chart is essentially proving a part of what I said earlier, where creatine has been proven to have certain benefits, but the compound might have eliminated some of them. It is unproven if it is safe. That's an awful thing to put on a chart. That's terrifying.
Hopefully, what if they just put like it's badly photoshopped? They just take this border and like, yes.
But like the background was a gradient, and they didn't try to change the
It
gradient.
still says unproven at the back.
It's just over the middle letters. Unyesvin.
The heck is that?
It's Mavis's uncle in Hotel Transylvania 76.
Haha, Jonathan.
No, yeah, you are banging my daughter. Look at that.
Okay, Jonathan.
Comes full
No
circle.
more banging my daughter.
What that
My
meme?
turn.
Also, why did that meme happen?
I don't know.
Uh,
So many. There's one I don't want to talk about. It's pretty bad. Well, not bad, but more like, why did this become a meme? The Anka from Animal Crossing.
oh god,
Yeah, why did that blow up?
it's literally cropped porn. It's just cropped porn.
Woo! Okay.
Why'd you give it a woo?
Let's just go back to the thing. The article. Alright. Coffee and tea, yeah. Did you hear? Okay, this is... I'll get into the coffee shortage later.
There's a coffee shortage?
Yeah, because of climate change and global warming, apparently. The main... Like, South America, the main people who supply it, in places like Brazil,
Yeah.
there needs to be a certain middle ground in which coffee beans have to grow, but because of warmer climates, they have to move up elevations to keep them stable, because like the lower parts aren't suitable to grow, and eventually they're gonna run out of space, and
I suppose.
they can't really like have any greenhouses or things like that because they just can't afford it.
Just build more mountain. Or have everybody agree to stop murdering each other for like a year or two.
Maybe America will slow down from the go culture societal changes without
And
caffeine.
we'll grow some beans. No wise bean farm. Also, for any of you who don't know, which is all of you, Nico and I have a kind of running joke. Or I guess it's like a tradition almost at this point, where every couple of months I'll eat like baked beans or something just to remind myself that I don't like baked beans. Because I gotta make sure. I have found a favorite variety of bean preparation.
Ooh.
And that is refried beans with cheese at like a good Mexican restaurant. Oh, so good. Mix it in with like rice, like yellow.
It's like when I first tasted guac, I was like, whoa!
What the fuck is this?
This
Witchcraft? Gotta be.
God. This is...
Oh wait, below.
Was this the one you were drinking?
What? Only 34 grams? Okay, so maybe there's just absurd factory inconsistency.
Yeah,
If independent test has proven this kind of shit.
Let's just hope that at least it's below this.
That's a pretty staggering number, admittedly.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't miss on the other side of things.
I'm gonna be awake for 2 days with this 600 milligram.
Also,
Yeah.
couldn't they be sued if enough of their drinks don't meet that quota? False advertising, right?
Well, let's just hope this doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow up.
Imagine you really need the caffeine one day. You grab a drink that's supposed to have 300 milligrams and you get 35. You just fucking pass out.
30. Oh god, I thought 5-hour energies would have more. Honestly,
How much caffeine is in a 5-hour energy?
I think like 180 or something.
Really? I guess it's a concentration thing.
Oh, yeah.
Much smaller sample size for that capacity.
This is diluted, I think. All the caffeine, now it's inside of my fridge. My fridge is going to start running soon. Can I drink more than one can? Don't, Rick.
As I'm sitting next to 2 cans that I purchased this morning. Yeah.
2 can, yep. Uh-huh. And too much of it.
Yep. 1.5 times recommended allowance. All things considered, though, I think I'll be fine. I already have insomnia. I have a reasonably developed caffeine tolerance. And my resting heart rate is like 55 BPM.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think it'll get me that bad. If anything, it'll be like I took a light jog for a while.
What have I gotten? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh. Oh. Yo, cock 10.
Hell yeah. I completely forgot about the double bonding. Oh, it's red pilling.
Yeah. You are now base. Interesting.
Wait, wouldn't it be better to have natural sugars than artificial? So they just
I believe so.
they just substituted it with sucralose. 600 times sweeter, but what is sucralose?
Yeah, you can use much smaller concentrations which show up better on nutrition facts, but I personally am generally very in favor of non-artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
Because at least then you kind of know what's going on. I looked it up out of curiosity. There's apparently some legal disputes between Bang Energy and Monster.
Really?
Yeah. So part of it is on Bang, at least Jack Owak, lying on videos about Bang Energy, like giving misleading claims that aren't scientifically validated, and also heavily bad-mouthing Monster as a brand.
Oh.
Or like Monster product. Apparently, the lawsuit claims that VPX advertises Bang as nothing short of a miracle drink that delivers benefits and cures that have evaded scientists for decades. It also reads, and this is quoted, that Bang Energy can help cure Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, and other forms of dementia. VPX as a company denies this, but in a YouTube video titled How Does Creatine Work? Supplement Showdown, Bang's creator, Jack Owak, says there's also exciting research that shows that a creatine peptide, like we have patented, with a long-chain fat added to it, can cross the blood-brain barrier 20 times more efficiently than a regular creatine. It also helps with all forms of dementia, including Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, and other forms of dementia. VPX refers to other energy drinks as high-sugar, life-sucking soda, and badmouths Monster's drinks in particular. And the lawsuit also claims that Jack Owak's position as chief scientific officer of VPX is based literally exclusively on his previous occupation as a high school science teacher. Owak's response was, and this is a quote, "At one time I taught 6 different science disciplines in the Broward County school system, proving my highly versatile command of science. Humbly speaking, I am by far the most innovative and prolific scientist in the history of sports nutrition and performance-enhancing beverages." That's pretty fucking toxic. According to the lawsuit, even if the active ingredients super creatine and something called BCAAs could deliver on VPX claims, they are sprinkled into Bang in such low amounts that none of the purported benefits could ever be delivered through safe consumption levels. So apparently, there's this whole false advertising dispute where the claims they're making about the super creatine compound are not based on science, they're not founded properly, not proven, and that even if they were proven, they use them in small enough quantities that in order to consume enough to get the benefits they're listing to these compounds, you would have to drink a dangerous amount of Bang Energy. So that's interesting. Maybe it's not all as rosy as it seems on the nutrition label, which I think is true of pretty much every product. Yeah. Let's be real.
I think that was just like, but just seeing the statements in the nutrition facts really just stood out. It's like 0.
I think Jack Owok's claim as the most prolific and innovative scientific mind in sports nutrition. That's crazy to me. That's wild that he said that shit, and he prefaced it with humbly speaking. It's like, if I'm being conservative with my claims here, I am a deity. You bow beneath me, puny mortal.
This is a little bit off topic, but yeah, you know, just because it's caffeine, obviously it increases the bodily functions and everything, like digestion. So it's good to know that I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Because I already feel it.
This the article I was drawing that information from was from a website called Class Actions Reporter, on an article titled "Bang Energy Drink Investigation."
Okay.
I don't see a listed author of this investigation here.
J.K. Rowling.
I think this is a preview of it, and I could get the full evaluation if I create like an account or something. But just wanted you guys to know what source I was drawing that information from. I wonder if that dispute's still active. I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, clean my digestive system, Bang. Clean me up the peanuts.
Apparently, there's a lot going on between Monster and Bang. Also, Monster won a court case against VPX's Bang drink. They claimed Monster's Rain drink packaging was a ripoff of Bang's packaging. Monster won that. It looks like that unfair competition and false advertising dispute happened starting in 2019.
In the meantime,
I don't see anything right now.
Excuse me. In the meantime, I'm just going through the nutritional differences between Bang and Monster and just having them on display here.
Yep.
God, man, it's... Yeah, I wonder what Bang... I'm sure we already discussed it and I forgot, but... But yeah, just seeing how Bang has like 40 milligrams of sodium and Monster has 370 milligrams. And where did that sodium go?
Yeah, the crazy thing is the products are so similar in essence. It's gotta be chemically added in some capacity. I don't...
Yeah.
Also, I know there's there's some cheeky things you can do with like serving size and quantities of additives in order to get away with putting certain things on your labeling.
Yeah.
Like my favorite example, Tic Tacs are able to advertise as sugar-free, even though the product is like 98% sugar, because the FDA's ruling on sugar-free products is if each individual serving of the product has like less than a gram of sugar or something, you're cleared to label it as sugar-free because it's a negligible amount per item. And each Tic Tac is pretty much less than a gram. So despite it being almost entirely sugar, they're able to label it sugar-free. That could be, I think there's something with natural and artificial flavors as well, where you can use like compounds that are derivatives from natural ingredients and label it as partially natural flavoring. I think there's a lot of like nuanced kind of finessey shit you can do to get things that are basically untrue put on a label and legalized in the eyes of the FDA.
Absolutely.
There are plenty of loopholes. So there's probably something in regards to loopholes going on with how they're able to make their nutrition labels look like that, if what we're seeing about like dangerous amounts of Bang is true.
Jesus
of course,
Christ.
once again, I'm only making inferences here. Because from what it seems, this drink is not particularly healthy, despite them being able to put this stuff on their labels.
Yeah.
So something is causing health concerns. And if it's not anything here, it's got to be something they don't have written down. Maybe we should take a look into the ingredients list. Do a dive on that.
How did this guy fuck up? Why is it dented? What did this guy do to this Bang energy?
I mean, in all fairness, I'm not sure what their shipping practices look like. But on my Rainbow Unicorn one in the back, there are some scuffs on like the paint job on the outside of the can and stuff. It's possible that their packaging during shipping isn't quite as padded as some other brands. probably to get more units per square foot, which is once again feasible, and it's not a big deal. But I suppose it becomes a big deal if you start losing product in shipping or it like breaks. So they're getting by all right so far.
I want to give this to a person who was present at the Salem witch trials.
Try one sip, they float up out of the pond, fully weighed down. It initiates the witchcraft in them.
They just start floating to. What was that Kanye West song, Moon? It was like, I wanna go to the moon. Oh, we already saw everything. We saw.
Yeah, at least that guy's pumped about it. Oh,
yeah.
The YouTuber I linked you actually did a video on an artificial sweetener that's a couple hundred times sweeter than regular sugar. I forget what it was called. It was like a vague alternative to the compound that is currently used in artificial sweeteners today. Dulcin. So dulcin is a sweetening compound that is 250 times more potent than regular sugar. But it fell out of popularity because no one really could find out if it had adverse medical effects. So they didn't like sign off on it, and the unknown confused people. So it is entirely possible that these other artificial sweeteners either have minimal or unknown potential adverse effects. I just don't like to trust sweeteners. I've seen studies in the past that's linked certain artificial sweeteners to cancer.
Yeah.
Shit like that. That just makes me uncomfortable. I'd much rather standard sugar.
Yeah.
I think part of it is also practicality in production, right? Because like if you're using real sugar in a drink like this and you need it to be a sweet drink, the amount of sugar that you have to dissolve, when you need to push something towards its solubility limit in terms of sugar content, it takes a lot of stirring and a considerable amount of time to get it all to incorporate properly without any like precipitants. So it's entirely possible that drink companies started, like the companies at least that make very sweet drinks, started shifting to this stuff because it's just considerably easier to work with. You need to use a fraction, so you're not even close to pushing solubility limits and you're getting the same sweetness. Might just be a business practicality thing.
I don't want to get into work etiquette and everything, and like, but that'll be another video maybe.
I was thinking we could turn this into a series and make it like shitty corporate America Mondays, where we just try to talk about companies that are immoral and like making products that hurt people, which is most of them when you think about it. No shortage of content.
I mean, there was an article I saw when I did this solo that focused on like the energy drinks with the most caffeine, and I think Bang was number 3.
What was above it?
It was some sort of expensive stuff. The pricing of it, and it was like $50. So that's got to be huge. I think it was Redline. I think.
316. Wow. Who makes Redline? Did we find out that was a Monster product? I think we've looked that up.
I think so. Oh my god.
What?
Oops.
Drugs.
We put alcohol and milk inside of...
It's like I am hammered at 65 million BPM on my heart rate monitor.
We put caffeine in milk.
Dude, fucking a prepackaged energy drink that is also caffeinated, or energy drink that is also alcoholic, would be the worst idea.
Absolutely. God.
Because if you're drinking enough to... Oh, it's a Bang product. What do you know? Who could have guessed? The only people that outdo themselves. Cognitive candy. So, from what we've seen, that's incredibly misleading.
Yeah.
They're advertising it as something that will improve higher brain function, when in fact it will make you skittish, shaky, and has no proven effect on brain function.
It is the next generation that is more potent.
It's advertised as a pre-workout? because they're trying to squeeze as much marketing as they can out of their super creatine.
Wait, Redline Extreme? They have another thing? What's in this? I mean, there's creatine, but what's Redline Extreme? Energy bars? Did they also make food? Oh, mango. Yeah. Let's boycott. Oh, look at these flavors.
Yeah, Bang also sells a pre-workout line, but from what I've gathered, so I don't know how much I like that, because from what I've gathered, all of their beverage products use the super creatine thing, which is so far objectively worse than regular creatine,
Yeah.
right? Like, it hasn't been proven to have the same benefits that creatine does on muscle development or brain function. And it has also not yet been proven to be entirely safe in large quantities. And according to that one study we saw on that website, it also contains those products in low enough quantities that it's difficult to get enough to earn the positive effects. That just seems wrong. But I mean, that's the thing, right? In this day and age, we're going to find that kind of stuff with every company we look into, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think there are very few companies that actively give a fully and face value healthy product that's like where they disclose everything about themselves on the nutrition label. And like, I'm sketched out as fuck that it has 0 calories, because this drink I've been doing in the morning, this raw drink, which is basically a vitamin supplement in liquid form, has 20 calories. And it's like fully organic, vegan, all natural coconut water, and it like lists the sweeteners they have in it. It's got a small amount of natural sugars. I mean, I'm not obviously fully convinced that it's perfectly trustworthy. I'm sure there are artificial things hidden in there to make the product more financially efficient and also just easier to produce in large quantities. But at the same time, I think I trust it more than I'd trust Bang as a health drink. It's got a higher calorie count. Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know. I think my stance on Bang... So, my original stance on Bang was that I didn't trust it, and it seemed unhealthy and, at least in some capacity, more dangerous to me than some of the other caffeinated drinks I'd had in the past. When I saw the nutrition label for the first time, I think I had a brief moment of curiosity where I was wondering if it was actually like reasonably okay for you. And then as we read into like their legal disputes with Monster and some of the facts about their super creatine stuff that they use instead of regular creatine, I gradually became more convinced again that it was not very good for you. So I think my stance rests at about where it was when I started off today.
Yeah.
Interesting conversation matter to be sure, but I don't think I've been changed.
No, yeah. I completely agree. To be honest, my stance, I never really had a stance on this. It was more just like neutral of it was more of a neutral thing where when I first saw the nutrition facts, I thought, okay, what are you hiding, Bang? And then I wanted to look into it. And it's pretty much the same of just, okay, like there are a fair amount of undisclosed indiscretions, I should say, that they haven't publicly acknowledged, but at the same time, it's just a lot of energy drinks have this sort of approach.
I'm just doing a quick scour through the ingredients list.
Okay. In the meantime, hey, how you guys doing? Go to this website. This one right here, Top of the Morning Coffee. A certain somebody has made this, and I heard it's pretty good coffee. I don't drink coffee myself, but they have a hot chocolate mix. You can even have your own mug, and they ship everywhere in the world. Now, this could either be Jacksepticeye or Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, okay. I've learned a thing or two.
Yeah?
So, I think there's some validity to Monster's claims in that legal dispute that there isn't a high enough concentration of the super creatine and stuff that to give the benefits they're talking about. It is below every single one of their sweetening products and additives on the ingredient list. And it's even below magnesium chloride,
the good
which
old
seems wild. I don't think
Google.
it's safe to put a lot of magnesium chloride in a beverage. And then most of the ingredients below super creatine on their list are vitamins. Calcium chloride, calcium, disodium peroxide, vitamin B3, CoQ10.
Yeah.
That's the other one that they were advertising was good for your health.
Number 10.
Vitamin B6. Yeah, vitamin B12. Yeah, so pretty much the 5 ingredients on their list that are in the smallest quantity are the 2 things that they were advertising as giving their drink positive health effects, and vitamins. Looks like literally everything else in the drink is there in higher concentration.
Sucralose is so high.
Yeah. That's some of that artificial sweetening for you. Also, note that note how high up sodium benzenate is on the list, and they also only list 40 milligrams of sodium benzenate, or of sodium in general, which means that the top things on the list, including caffeine and their artificial flavoring, are there in such high quantities that like the 4th or 5th item on the list, there are only 40 milligrams a can. Which puts even more perspective into how little super creatine and vitamin content is actually in this thing, I think. That seems pretty impactful. Okay.
Jeez.
Final opinion formed. I'm still gonna try to avoid Bang regularly.
Yeah.
After doing our own research.
For my final opinion, I will... So, the top ingredient is carbonated water. Everybody, please be careful of water. It will kill you in large amounts. Completely avoid water.
Uh-huh. Become raisin. There's the Bang. It's back.
Everybody avoid water. Anyway. We love you.
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
Shit's dangerous.
They said that you want to finish?
No.
Anyway, we love you, but we're not your friend. Look at...
Alright, that got worse quick.
No.
Now, because of all of this Bang, I have to go take a piss. Goodbye, people!
He left, but I'm going to pee right here. I don't care. In fact, I'm going right now. Hold on. I'm going to close this so that you guys can